The Loud House. Stealing Thunder. This episode is about Lincoln becoming a celebrity after doing a film project with David Steele or whatever. We're continuing with the David Steele theme, as you can tell with the top reviews here, 2 in a row. But yeah, basically he just lies to people about him doing stunts in the actual movie. Aside from the obvious, the actual movie that just came out, where Lincoln kind of did his own stunts. I mean, he almost freaking died. It's fine. It's fine. To be honest, these probably weren't produced at the same time, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe they were. Anyways, I honestly think this episode's pretty damn good. Honestly, for the most part, I think it's quite good. A lot of classic Loud House here, mixed with, like, the newer stuff. Classic in terms of the plot being kind of basic and kind of like there's a moral to it. I mean, hell, you literally have the setup basically being Clyde being worried about Lincoln lying, bringing up Dr. Lopez, something that he always did back in season 1 and 2. Mixed with, of course, the newer Loud House stuff, which isn't terrible here. I actually really kind of enjoyed this. But it definitely felt like, with the Lincoln lying thing, it definitely felt like something that would have been in season 1 and 2. And of course, I talked about the whole thing with Dr. Lopez and Clyde mentioning that. However, unfortunately with the Loud House, there are also some interesting stuff that sometimes gets thrown into these types of episodes. There are a few things in this that are kind of disappointing. Just a little bit. Mostly the ending of this episode. As much as I would love to say that the Loud House has improved in quality, and it has, you still get moments of an episode like this that's good. It's really good. And then at the end, it just kind of fails to stick the landing. Like, oh, if they just would have done this, it would have been so much better. You know? This certain ending being one where Lincoln, as he's about to apologize, accidentally, miraculously does all, like, stunts and stuff. Very modern Loud House. It was just a big cop-out, man. I was, like, really expecting, like, a legit Lincoln apology and stuff. Like, oh my god, we're gonna get something like season 1 and 2. But nope, it didn't happen. We just didn't get it. Chandler's in this episode. You could have maybe had, Lincoln being punished for both the stunt and maybe it failing or maybe him, like, falling or something. I don't know. Just anything. Have him be called out by Chandler. Haha, I knew it. Lincoln was lying. He couldn't do all that. And then have the apology. Speaking of Chandler, him being punished makes 0 sense. Like, he gets embarrassed when Lincoln put that embarrassing video up at, like, the thing that he was doing to expose Lincoln for lying. And then, of course, he actually witnesses Lincoln doing the stunt or whatever. Call me crazy if you want. I understand that Chandler has a very interesting. He's a very polarizing character in the Loud House. But, I don't think he did anything wrong in this. Which is insane considering his track record. I know. Because he's a bully character, I know. It's kind of insane. But hear me out. Because I'd actually go as far as to say that this was probably the most tame I've ever seen Chandler in this entire show. He just honestly just looked like a person who just resented Lincoln or just kind of was jealous of him, you know? He wasn't like shoving him in lockers and, well, you nerd. I actually really liked it. It was really interesting, honestly, because, like, you have him talking to Trent and he's just like, it's just Trent, he's just talking to him. They're not cooking up some, like, evil scheme. They're just there, I mean, hell, at the end, after the stunt, you literally have Trent, like, wanting Lincoln's autograph. And, like, Chandler's like, come on. I'm sorry, it was dumb and it was funny. I loved it. I thought it was great. But like seriously, all he did was he saw that Lincoln was kind of being suspicious. You know, that's what he said. And he just kind of assumed that, hey, you're lying. Which he was. I guess maybe you could say that it's the whole expose thing he does, but I don't know. It just seems very, like I said, tame in comparison to all of the other things he's done throughout the series. Like, really? We're punishing him for that? Why? Especially whenever you consider that Lincoln, yes, gets punished kind of at the end, kind of. But he doesn't, like, apologize. He doesn't admit that he's, like, lying or whatever. It's just kind of brushed under a rug. It's like, okay, it didn't happen. It's fine. But it's just a missed opportunity, man. It really, really is. It would have been a really great ending to this episode, which would have probably elevated this episode to, like, an S-tier episode. Like, I'm not kidding. I really enjoyed this episode. It was that good. As it stands, though, there was funny bits, like the whole thing with Trent I mentioned. Lincoln telling Clyde, yeah, I'll never lie again, and Clyde's like, I won't hold you to that. And then the Liam bit. That's it, because I just like Liam, you know. You know how it is. But it was a good episode, like I said, it was a good episode, just not, like, fantastic or great, as I was really, really hoping it would be. It's just one of those episodes where it just does so well, and then at the end, it just kind of just crumples. It's just kind of like this, like, thing. Like, the damage isn't too bad. All the pieces are still there. It's just, like, there's a little bit missing. There's just a little bit missing, you know what I mean? Like I said, still a good episode. So yeah, guys, I will see you guys soon in my next video. Hopefully it will not be David Steele related, and it will not be with Lincoln in any way. But we'll see, no promises. Anyways, I'll go and see you guys soon. Take care, everybody.